Hi, now I'm going to explain you some another thing regarding the food. So that is preservative techniques of food. You know what is preservation? Preservation means keeping the food some time or some long period without getting spoil. Without getting spoil. So keeping the food some time or some long time without getting the spoilage. So what are the different methods we are using to preserve the food itself? Let me explain what are they. So first one is have you ever see pickles? Have you ever seen pickles? Yes, usually in every our home we will have pickles. These pickles will be made up of or used to made with more oil. Have you observed more oil in the pickles? Yes, more oil will be there. Again, they'll add more chili also, and they'll add more salt also. This chili, oil, and salt, these three things are when we add into the food itself. These three things will keep the food not get preserve no, not get spoilage from some long time. So that's why for example pickles in Telugu we can call that a uragai. Okay, so pachadlu. So these things pickles are very useful to us, and they are very long time preservable materials by adding this chili powder and salt, and one more thing, it is more oil, and turmeric also we can use to prepare this pickles. And one more method we are going to use this preservation of food is adding more salt and drying. In what way we are adding this more salt and drying? When you go to the market itself, fish market, you will get some different kinds of the dry fishes. If you bring a fresh fish and keep it aside, can we make it preserve for some long years or some long months? No, we can't do that one. So how it will be possible? It will be possible only through adding more salt in them, just simply cutting it and keeping the more salt in them, and after that keeping this same fish along with that salt into the under the sun itself, and make it dry for some more days. Then it will be preserved for some long months and sometimes some long years also. So one more method is drying and adding more salt. This is the only method to preserve the dry fishes. Okay, let me explain one other method that is called as only drying. So have you ever seen your mother is drying some different kinds of the pappets, and different kinds of the pulses? Okay, so these pulses will be especially they will keep under the sunlight or sun heat. So while it is being under the sun heat or sunlight, that will be preserved for some long years. How? So due to the sunlight or due to the sun heat, whatever the germs are there, the germs will be killed it out. Again, whatever the water is there, the water will get evaporated. When the water will get evaporated, that is having a very less chance to get fungus or any other different bacterial infections or somewhat. Nothing will be happen to the food itself. So this is the one type of the preservative technique, that is only the drying. And one more method, it is called as adding more sugar syrup. Adding more sugar or preparing the sugar syrup. Have you ever seen jam itself? Bread jam, we like to eat bread and jam itself. Okay, you know jam is a material which is prepared, which is used to prepare with more fruits. Okay, if you take a fruit itself, fruit is having a capacity or capability to spoil as early as possible. Okay, if you keep itself, it will become spoiled by next day itself. But if you take a jam itself, the jam will be served for some more long years. Okay, how it is possible? If you take a jam itself, the jam will be prepared by using the more sugar syrup. Okay, in Telugu we can call it as a pakam, panchadar pakam. Okay, if you take this more sugar syrup, this syrup will be added into this fruit mixture. Okay, and this will be useful to this sugar syrup will be useful to preserve the food for long time. And if you take a sweets itself, most of the sweets are being prepared with sugar syrup only. Okay, and adding more sugar only. So while we are adding more sugar and sugar syrup, that sugar and sugar syrup protect them or prevent them from the spoilage. The spoilage will be happen only through bacterial infections, fungal infections, or water, through water. When water is there, automatically the food material will become spoiled. Okay, these are the techniques is used to preserve the food materials. Once again I am repeating: adding more salt, chili and oil, and salt and drying is the one more method, and adding more sugar syrup is the one more method.